Welcome to the Grand River Studio Sessions, presented by LCC Radio, 89.7 FM, WLNZ Lansing, and LCC TV, The Link, on Comcast Cable, channels 15 in Lansing and 31 in Okemos. Developed by LCC students and community volunteers, the studio sessions provide conversation and insight into the music of local and Michigan musicians. Coming to you from Lansing Community College, this is the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC TV and radio.
Thank you for tuning into the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV. I'm Karen Love, and with me in the studio today is a group of artists with influences from around the world. Tia Imani Hanna, Eldon Kelly, and Carolyn Keeble are musicians who have had much success as individual artists and as educators. Together, they are the Tia Imani Hanna Project. This is the Grand River Studio Sessions on 89.7 LCC Radio and LCC TV. In just a moment, we'll talk with Tia, Eldon, and Carolyn, the Tia Imani Project.
LCC Radio is proud to present the award-winning Rootsman Bird and his show, The Natty Dreadlock Rock Show. Where Rootsman Bird will be uncaging the sounds of those Rasta beats, carried on the winds from Africa to the islands, salted, sun-dried, splashed with R&B and those Latin rhythms, grooving your ears, moving your tropical soul, lifting your Rasta spirit.
LCC Radio's collection of world music can also be heard anywhere with a free live 365 phone app. Visit lcc.edu/radio to download your free live app.
The Natty Dreadlock Rock Show, Sunday nights, 6 p.m. to 9 on LCC Radio 89.7 FM, your community station.
Check out this chef, right?
So gay.
Please don't say that. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
This is the Grand River Studio Sessions on 89.7 LCC Radio and LCC TV. I'm here with the Tia Imani Hanna Project. Eldon Kelly, Carolyn Keeble, and Tia Imani Hanna. Thank you for coming here. And the first tune was amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about where that came from?
Mama say, mama sa, mumakusa. Mama say, mama sa, mumakusa. Well, that's basically, we went into the studio because, let me tell you a little background.
Okay.
I met Carolyn long distance through a friend of mine. She was here in Michigan, and Carolyn was playing someplace. I was living in Brooklyn, New York at the time. And then I was coming to visit. She said, oh, you play really great percussion and you do a lot of the same kind of stuff that Tia does. So she got us together and I went and sat in on a set that you were doing with some other guys. And then I ended up playing on the whole 3-hour set.
She never sat back out.
It's pretty funny. You know, I was like, kept trying to sit down. They're like, no, play on this one. So we were like, okay, so a good person to play with. And then Eldon, we ran into, I was doing the East Lansing Jazz Festival, I think, that year. And I had a piano player, and I'm not sure how, Eldon, do you remember how that happened? But somehow you ended up, we invited you to come and play on our set, and you came and sat in, and then we've been playing together ever since, and it's been about 3-4 years now. And we all like to create music on the spot, which was the whole point of making the CD, was to just create new music on the spot. Mama say, mama say, mama say, mama sa, mumakusa. You got to say it in rhythm. Just because at one point I played that rhythm on the recording. So we came up, that was the name. It just, oh, that works. And we all say, yeah, like that in the studio. It's pretty funny, actually.
And that's what I was going to ask next, how you guys all came together. You have a lot of different influences behind you, and it's kind of interesting how you all came together. Eldon, you have more of a Middle Eastern sound in general. I mean, you have a lot of different sounds. You have this instrument. Tell us what this is.
This is a Turkish instrument, and it's called the cumbush. It's spelled C-U-M-B-U-S.
And I have a feeling if people just saw you standing before you started playing, they would think you guys were a bluegrass band. Right. You've got the fiddle, you've got the percussion, you've got the hat, right?
Yeah.
and the banjo. But they all come from so many different influences. And Carolyn, your background, a lot of African drumming, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the common background we all have is you know, also Western music training, classical training, and a lot of jazz training, jazz background and interest. And yeah, for me, I've gotten really more interested in folk music and indigenous percussion styles from many different cultures, and sort of the recombination of those ideas to make more of a world percussion jazz kit as opposed to a kind of classical drum set.
Yeah, that's what attracted me to Indian and Middle Eastern music. I haven't, studied that music really legitimately. I just kind of absorbed those influences, and I heard something that was kind of like what I heard in jazz, some kind of improvisation flavor.
And I just throw some soul on top of it. Because I'm from Detroit, so you got to put some Motown groove in. Everything we do tends to have a groove to it because I can't live without it. So throw a groove in the middle of it.
Well, I wanted to ask you, your violin background, did you start like in elementary school playing violin, playing classical and that kind of stuff?
I played, started when I was about 10 in Detroit public school system, which, now it's gone. Unfortunately, they've cut all the music in the entire state. But I learned there, and then I studied classically, and then after I graduated college, I have a degree in biology, by the way, from Michigan State. So I did that, kind of put it on the back burner, went to New York and studied jazz violin at that point.
And what drew you to jazz violin?
Freedom.
Yeah.
You learn the rules, you learn the theory, you learn how to hear things, you learn how to phrase things, and it's part of my background. So everybody in my family is a musician on both sides. So there's classical people, there's jazz people. Sir Roland Hanna is my uncle, and he was a world-renowned jazz pianist. I have opera singers on my family from both sides. So it was like a way to homogenize all of those styles together, because I still love classical music, and I love bluegrass too. I'm just learning how to do some fiddle stuff. So it's just a way to put it all together, and these guys are willing to take the journey with me.
That's interesting. When you said bluegrass, I'm thinking when we add the Turkish instrument to it, it could have a whole new sound.
Indo-Turkish bluegrass.
There you go.
Well, both these instruments, like the fretless guitar and the jumbush, look strange or uncommon to maybe people who aren't familiar with instruments from around the world. But fretless stringed instruments are far more common than the fretted ones. And these instruments, at least the jumbush, is based on the oud, which is probably one of the most ancient stringed instruments in the world. So the guitar is sort of more unusual, probably, the regular guitar, if you look at it from a world perspective.
That's interesting. Now, with the fretless instruments, is it tougher to play, or do you play more by feel or by sound? Or?
Well, I've been recently investigating more violin and cello technique, because I taught myself how to play the fretless instruments, and there's not really like a system for fretless guitar, because it's, it doesn't have like a legitimate tradition.
And as far as instruments go, you have, Carolyn, some very interesting instruments. You don't just play them; you wear them.
Hey, yeah, right.
And even the seat that you sit on is part of the program, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. This box drum, the cajon, is, probably in the last 10, 15 years, almost like a staple instrument. People, far and wide have incorporated the cajon into their musical styles.
She was doing it before that.
So I was doing it way back when, before it was hip.
And this is, nobody else has this.
I was going to say.
These are the jam. These are made by a friend of mine out in Kalamazoo. It's from Generation Custom Drums, and it's its own unique instrument, which is what attracted me to it. It's kind of a fusion of the cajon and looks a bit like a conga, so, I guess if you had to make a name for it, it would be a conga-hone or something, but it's just sweet, so gotta have it.
Well, we're gonna hear some more music from you guys. We'll hear from the CD as well, and that's brand new, and you guys did a Kickstarter, too. We'll talk about that in a little while, too.
Okay, wonderful.
Tia Imani Project on the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV.
Hey local musicians, our goal is to include as much music from our state of Michigan as we can. It's part of our local sound.
Hey, this is Carrie Lynch from the Carrie Lynch Band, and we're from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
From Ann Arbor, Michigan, my name is Mike Vile.
This is Matt Moore and Josh THO from Clare, Michigan.
At your community station, our focus is to promote you as an artist and give you the opportunity to get your music out there.
Hey, we're Bennett. We're from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hi, this is Taylor.
This is Rob Clyda, and I'm from Lansing, Michigan.
We feature artists from the past and present, signed and unsigned.
This is Carrie McFerrin, and I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
This is Wasal, and we're from Lansing, Michigan.
If you're interested in sending us your music or being part of our Grand River Studio Sessions, visit us online at lcc.edu/radio or call 517-483-1000 for your opportunity to shine.
This is Peter Madcat Root right here on LCC Radio 89.7 HD1. This station supports local musicians like me.
It's M89.7 89.7 highway, and this is how we roll. The Great Lakes State is rich in musical diversity, from the Motor City to the UP, from Grand Rapids to right here in Lansing's capital city.
You know I'm driving, baby, driving up and down the Michigan road. Oh yeah.
The High Five State is loaded with everything from folk, rock, blues, and well beyond. LCC Radio travels the roads of Michigan in search of rising talent. We select a Michigan musician and honor them by giving them a feature, known as the M89.7 Artist Spotlight. Each month, we select an artist, showcase their music, and give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about them. Start by visiting our website at lcc.edu/radio. There you can find an article and a free downloadable track from this month's featured artist. It also includes an archive of past M89.7 artists. The M89.7 Artist Spotlight. Michigan music, Michigan talent. It's the M89.7 highway, and this is how we roll.
We're back with the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV with the Tia Imani Project.
Thank you for having us on the Grand River Sessions today. And we've got a song that we have on our new recording, which is called Rain on Dry Land, or Like Rain on Dry Land. It's a song that Eldon was working on independently, and then he came together with Carolyn and I in the studio, and we came up with this melody, and this is the result of it. All the stuff we do is based on improvisations we did in the studio, and every time we do one of these, it's an improvisation. So it's different from the recording, but it's always great. It's all yours.